Did you know that Selena Gomez chose a $9 bouquet for her wedding instead of a $300,000 rose arrangement like Hailey's? No one realized that this tiny detail completely outshined Hailey Bieber. That cheap bouquet wasn't ordinary. It was made of lily of the valley, one of the rarest and most delicate flowers in the world. A flower that symbolizes happiness and new beginnings. Benny actually planted them himself months before the wedding so he could hand her something grown with love, not bought with money. And while Hailey's bouquet reportedly cost over $300,000, Selena's $9 lilies told a story no money could ever buy. Because Selena has never cared about luxury. She lives in a small, cozy apartment instead of a mansion. Her favorite table costs $25 at a thrift store. She walks, bikes, stays in motels, and cooks her own meals, even with a net worth of more than $800 million. She has donated over $100 million to mental health programs, women's rights, and children's hospitals. She once said, "Money isn't what matters most. What you do with it does." And maybe that's what makes her different. She doesn't need gold or diamonds to prove her worth, just a small white flower that says, "Love is enough." So next time someone tells you luxury means expensive, remember this. Selena's $9 bouquet became priceless, not because of what it cost, but because of what it meant. Who do you think really lived the true fairy tale? Did you know that 4 best friends went on a road trip to celebrate their graduation, but only one came back? Her name was Samantha Price, and she had dreamed of that trip since her freshman year of high school. She and her 3 best friends, Amber, Chloe, and Mia, had finally finished school. They mapped out their route from Texas to Nevada, promising it would be the adventure of their lives. They filled the car with snacks, Polaroid cameras, and graduation caps to take pictures at every stop. The first 2 days were perfect. Their TikToks showed them singing, laughing at gas stations, and flashing peace signs in front of each state sign. But on the 3rd day, silence. No posts, no calls, nothing. 3 days later, Samantha was found walking barefoot and trembling along a dusty road. She was alone, driving the same car they had left in. When officers asked her about her friends, she whispered, "They drifted away." When they opened the trunk, they found 3 clean folded caps, each with a name and covered in sand. Samantha said she remembered nothing, but the Polaroid camera in her bag held a truth. The last photo showed the 4 girls, but only Samantha was smiling. Did you know that in Mexico there once existed a family so wealthy that their obsession with not losing their fortune led them to intermarry among themselves? Yes, brothers with cousins, uncles with nieces, all to keep their blood pure and their surname intact. They lived locked away in a mansion on the outskirts of Guanajuato, surrounded by walls so high that not even the town's light could reach them. They say that with each generation they became richer, but also stranger. The children were born with different eyes, with voices that seemed to whisper in dreams, and with a gaze that never learned to smile. One night, the mansion burned in silence. No one came out, only laughter was heard, and then nothing. When the police arrived, they found no bodies, only old portraits with deformed faces, as if the paintings themselves had tried to escape the curse. Since then, locals swear that on nights of a full moon, shadows can be seen walking through the ruins, talking among themselves, as if they were still guarding their fortune. This is a true story. A couple kept their twin daughters hidden for 16 years, while raising a 3rd perfect daughter upstairs and pretending she was their only child. The twins, Lily and Rose, were born with mild disabilities, which brought shame to their parents. Because of this, the parents built a secret room behind the washing machine, where the girls lived in isolation. For 16 years, the twins remained in darkness, communicating only in a language they had invented themselves. Meanwhile, their younger sister Chloe lived a perfect life, ballet classes, graduation photos, and a smiling family on social media, without ever suspecting she had sisters. The truth came to light when a repairman heard a faint knocking behind the wall. Police discovered the 2 girls, pale, silent, and terrified of the sunlight, calling each other by unknown names. The parents now face life sentences. Chloe is in therapy, her world shattered. Lily and Rose are slowly learning to speak and trust again, and the unsettling question remains, how could a family live a perfect lie while their twin daughters rotted in darkness right beneath their feet? This man turned himself into a dog just to understand a dog's life. All his life he had been a loner. The only being that truly understood him was his dog. When it died, something inside him broke. A few days later, he bought a puppy, an exact copy of his old friend. He became obsessed with it. He wanted to be closer, to see the world through a dog's eyes. His love turned into an obsession. He sold everything he owned to pay for an extreme surgery. Surgeons willing to do anything for money were found. They transformed his human face into a dog's muzzle. On TikTok, you can can actually find disturbing footage of this transformation. Just type Dogman in the search bar. When he finally looked in the mirror, his eyes shone with happiness, but the puppy didn't share that feeling. It barked in fear and ran away. The man crawled after it, calling its name, but the dog never came back. That night, he went out into the street, and then he realized the horrible truth. He was no longer liked by people or by animals. He was completely alone. In the morning, his body was found on the road. There was calm on his face, a collar around his neck, and one single word engraved on it: friend.